asset, golden piece of real estate. It was sold for 60% of it was sold for 7.4 billion ringgit to this company led by Iskandar Waterfront Holdings. Now they did a joint venture with this Chinese company, China Rail Engineering Corporation. Okay. But unfortunately, this Iskandar Waterfront don't have the necessary financing to actually buy this piece of land. They are dependent on their Chinese partners. But the Chinese partners not stupid. You think we buta pay so much for your land and then don't get anything in return? They're not stupid. You think all these Chinese investors come to Malaysia because they like Najib? No! They come to Malaysia because they think Najib can give him a lot of goodies. But when the goodies don't come, they say, thank you very much, I signed the MOU, I don't give you any money. So that is exactly what happened for Bandar Malaysia. And that's the reason why the consortium, the Iskandar Waterfront Consortium, could not come out with a payment to fulfill their financial obligation to the acquisition of Bandar Malaysia, and hence the Ministry of Finance have no choice but to terminate the agreement. You think they don't want the money? They want the money because 1MDB is desperate for the money to pay off their other debt. But the problem is, if this consortium cannot pay, I cannot start work on Bandar Malaysia, I cannot sell land in Bandar Malaysia, I also cannot have money. So because of being stuck between a rock and a hard place, after giving 12 extensions to the consortium, they decided, even the Ministry of Finance official decided, cukup lah. No need to extend anymore. We are not going to promise the world to China Rail. Thankfully, okay, they terminated the agreement with Iskandar Waterfront Holdings. And as a result, we can see today the entire rationalization exercise that Najib boasted about to rescue 1MDB has completely unraveled. Number one, the settlement agreement proves that we have not saved any money. Instead, we have to pay double for the borrowings of 1MDB. Number two, the Bandar Malaysia sale has now unraveled, so no money will come back to the 1MDB. Instead, the 10% deposit that Iskandar Waterfront has paid, 741 million ringgit, now has to be refunded. And the question I'm asking now, who will refund the 741 million ringgit? Is it 1MDB? 1MDB received the money, but after they received the money, they chucked Bandar Malaysia to Ministry of Finance. So the question now is, who refund the 741 million? 1MDB who took the money, or Ministry of Finance who owns Bandar Malaysia today? If it is Ministry of Finance, we really kena tau-tau. First, we give them the land almost free. We gave the land to 1MDB almost free, and they sold it for 7 billion ringgit. That means give them money basically to pay off that bailout. Number two, 1MDB not only took the land and sold the land. 1MDB in the past took the land, went to the bank, pledged it to the bank, and borrowed 2.4 billion ringgit on the land. They borrowed on the land, they say what? I need this money in order to develop Bandar Malaysia. The problem is when they borrowed 2.4 billion, they took out 2.4 billion, they went to other places to spend on the 2.4 billion, nothing happened on Bandar Malaysia. So they spent all the money, but now what's the problem? The problem is the Ministry of Finance has taken over the borrowings. So we have to pay for the 2.4 billion, despite the fact that not a single cent of the 2.4 billion, as testified by the Auditor General, not by me, by the Auditor General, not a cent from the 2.4 billion went into the development of real estate in 1MDB. We have to pay for it. Worse, lagi ada bill. What bill? They actually, 1MDB actually awarded a contract, 2.7 billion to a subsidiary of LTAT, Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera, in order to shift the military airfield to another location. They have only paid 700 million. Another 2 billion haven't paid. We now have to pay for the additional 2 billion shifting costs. So we get them land free, now we have to pay back the deposit, we have to pay their old debt, and we have to pay their contractors' debt. This is really kena tikam kali-kali lah. really connected. And then of course we know that they have sold their most prized asset, their power plants, and they sold it at a loss. They bought all their power plants for 12.1 billion, they sold it for 9.83 billion, they made a loss of 2.3 billion. And then we have to foot the bill for the loss. So it is very clear the entire 1MDB scandal is now exploding at the rings. They cannot keep the lid on it anymore. Najib wants the 1MDB problem to be resolved before the next general elections, so that he can go to the electorate and say, see, tak ada masalah. Semua hutang sudah selesai. Whether pretend selesai, real selesai, apa. Tapi sekurang-kurangnya dia boleh jelaskan kepada rakyat bahawa sudah selesai. Tapi kita boleh lihat tiap-tiap hari sekarang, isu 1MDB di muka surat depan tiap-tiap surat khabar, ia sudah menjadi kes besar. Rakyat sudah marah, rakyat sudah tahu bahawa kes 1MDB mengakibatkan rakyat Malaysia hilang 42 bilion ringgit. Kerana itulah jaminan yang kerajaan Malaysia telah berikan kepada 1MDB untuk membayar hutang-hutang 1MDB. That's the amount of debt that 1MDB cannot pay, which the government of Malaysia have agreed to take over to pay on behalf of 1MDB. So this is important. It showed that if we don't give up, if we persist in repeating 1MDB, keep hammering it home, because it's the single biggest scandal in the history of Malaysia. No, it is the very reason why in 2013, how many years ago was that? 4 years ago, Datuk Seri Najib Razak sued me for the first time. Some of you may have attended the dinner in MPBJ where I called 1MDB the mother of the mother of the mother of the mother of the all scandals in Malaysia. And since then, it has really exploded, and we now want payback from Najib. How do we do that? We can't do that if the people of Malaysia give up. And as my colleagues have mentioned just now, there's no reason to give up. All surveys tell you that the degree of dissatisfaction with Barisan Nasional is at the highest level ever in the history of Malaysia. Not only the Chinese are not happy now, the Malays are even unhappier. You can ask Rafizi later, who will tell you about the sentiments on the Malay ground. The biggest worry I have today is what? No. You know, sometimes our community today is a bit segregated. The Chinese don't know the Malay don't know the Chinese. The Chinese last round wanted change, couldn't change, gave up, disappointed. But this round, the Malays want change, the Chinese gave up, and then we cannot change again. That will be the worst case that can happen to Malaysia. So it is very important for us, especially the non-Malays, not to give up, because the Malay ground is shifting. The Malay ground in the last election did not have GST hurting their pockets. The Malay ground in the last elections did not have the rising cost of living as a result of the heavy depreciation of the ringgit. The cost of petrol is 40% higher than what it was in 2013. They feel it. And the Malay ground in these coming elections, compared to the last election, did not have Tun Dr. Mahathir supporting the cause for change. The people that had called in UMNO in the past, who will never give their vote to Pakatan Harapan, will never give their vote to the opposition, today have their eyes wide open, seeing Tun Dr. Mahathir together with us. They will join us for the first time in the history of Malaysia, and together we have the numbers to bring change to this country. Can we do it together? Can we do it together? It is very important that you all become our messengers of change. We cannot do it alone. Tony Puan can have how many ceramahs one night? Maximum also 2 or 3. Chuan already. Already one want to chuan, want to collect already, but 2 or 3 maximum. We need everyone here to sell hope to everyone else who is out there. We hear a lot of voices choices. A lot of people, as my colleagues have mentioned, both sides lousy, don't need to vote. That's exactly what MCA and UMNO want you to think. Because you don't come out and vote, they get to stay in power and they get away scot-free having stolen billions of ringgit from the people of Malaysia. Do you want that? No. Do you want that? No. Know that every day from tomorrow onwards, tonight take a rest, go back sleep soundly. Tomorrow morning onwards, breakfast, lunch, dinner, in office, at home, in neighbor's house, everywhere. You have to tell people not to lose hope. You have to tell people to fight the cause of change. And you have to tell